Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report. We're still joined by head men's basketball coach Ben Miller. In talking about depth, we're going to go into it a little bit more. You've had some freshmen besides Quamaine Rose that have played huge roles for you, particularly Brandon Winford and Alex Bradley. Are you comfortable with the future of your team after you've seen them play, and what are some of the areas that you've targeted as an ongoing recruiting effort?
Well, we do have some young guys that are really contributing and playing well, and that is exciting for the future. We got to keep adding talent to the team, especially when you lose guys like Shamel and KJ and George, three seniors like that. We'll really have to look to not necessarily replace. I don't think you ever replace a player, but you try to fill needs and just try to continue to find talent. Unfortunately, we're in a state here in North Carolina where there's a lot of talent, and we, surrounding states, South Carolina, Florida, Virginia, those areas too, we can look at for good players. But we do have a good nucleus coming back, along with Tyler Thayer, who's redshirted for us this year as a freshman. So we're excited about the future as well.
Well, with the win over Catawba on Sunday, the Braves have now won 9 of the last home games that you've had, and 20 of their last games inside the Jones Center. Every fan has heard of the term home court advantage, but how does it, or does it really exist in college basketball, and what makes playing in the Jones Center so difficult for opposing teams?
Well, I think you're always more comfortable at home. It's easier to stay in your regular routine with sleeping in your own bed and your pregame routine, all that stuff. But and the other thing that's been helpful is our crowds have been really good, even during this stretch where we haven't had students. We've had good turnouts, and that really makes a huge difference. Gets our guys excited and having a chance to play against their fans. And when we get the students back, I really think we can get the gym rocking this year. So on the road, I think you just got to really kind of bond, and guys really got to lean on each other, because that's all you have. And hopefully we can continue to make this a tough environment. And then on the flip side, when we go out on the road, starting this week and in Peach Belt play, we've got to be that much more focused. But we don't make a big deal out of home court road, but the reality of it is, I do think it's easier for guys to get focused at home sometimes than on the road.
Oh, well, you're talking about the Peach Belt helps to transition into this next question. The conference appears to be wide open once again this year, particularly with some of the non-conference results over the weekend. Who have you identified as those teams that you want to beat in this league, and do you consider the Braves one of those top teams?
Well, as you look back to last year, I don't think we had a game that was more than double digits either way. So every night, every team in this league is talented, is well coached, is going to be well prepared. So you've really got to be ready every night, and every Peach Belt game is really important. That being said, I think there are certain teams that obviously have established themselves. Montevallo, Aiken, Augusta. They were all picked in the top 4 along with us preseason. But there's so many other teams that are very capable. But some of those programs have had more success over time, and I think some of the usual suspects will be back in the mix for a conference championship, and hopefully we'll be one of those teams as well.
Well, through the first 2 months of the season, the games have sort of been spread out. But as we get into the grueling part of your schedule, not only from a quantity perspective, but from a quality perspective, what are the keys to maintaining your current success rate as we head into the heart of this league schedule?
The biggest challenge when you get in league play is our league is so good that every team is going to take some lumps. Going to have some tough losses. It's going to have to fight to get wins against teams that maybe you expect to beat easily. It just doesn't happen in this league. But when you face those challenges, how resilient are you? Do you bounce back well after a tough loss? You keep working every day to try to keep getting better and better. And the teams that stick together and keep working together and kind of keep their eye on the prize, those teams are going to be there at the end.
All right. Well, thank you, Coach, for talking with us. And when we come back, we're going to watch a student intern project, A Day in the Life of senior catcher Max Gagnon. So stay tuned.